The African National Congress, ANC, is facing one of the most significant political crises in its recent history after a top-ranking minister was detained overseas in connection with a far-reaching international corruption investigation. The arrest, which has sent shockwaves through the South African political establishment, is being called a political earthquake, with the potential to upend the ruling party just months ahead of key national elections. According to credible diplomatic sources, the detained official, whose name is currently withheld by foreign authorities due to ongoing investigations, is suspected of involvement in a transnational corruption network that spans multiple countries across Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. The charges reportedly involve bribery, money laundering, and the abuse of government contracts tied to infrastructure and energy development projects. The minister was arrested while attending a high-level economic forum abroad, a forum ironically meant to promote transparency and anti-corruption initiatives between African nations and foreign investors. Witnesses say the arrest came suddenly and without warning, catching even members of the South African delegation off guard. The foreign government in question has confirmed that the arrest was carried out in cooperation with Interpol and several financial intelligence task forces. Back home, President Cyril Ramaphosa is facing mounting pressure to respond decisively. Opposition parties, civil society groups, and even some voices within the ANC are calling for immediate transparency and accountability. "This is not just an embarrassment, this is a national crisis," said one opposition leader during a press conference. How long has the president known? What else is being hidden from the South African people? While the presidency has so far remained tight-lipped, insiders within the union building suggest that a crisis meeting was held shortly after news of the arrest broke. Several ministers have reportedly been summoned to an emergency session of the National Executive Committee, NEC, and discussions are underway about suspending the implicated minister pending further investigations. Leaked diplomatic cables suggest that the corruption charges may be tied to the controversial green energy transition deals negotiated during the last 5 years. Allegations include the illegal awarding of tenders, backdoor kickbacks from foreign corporations, and falsified environmental compliance reports. Billions of rands may have been siphoned off under the guise of sustainable development, leaving communities impoverished and infrastructure projects unfinished. The scandal is further complicated by rumors that several other senior ANC officials may also be under investigation abroad, with additional arrests not ruled out. Political analysts warn that this could mark the beginning of a much broader crackdown on state-linked corruption networks, many of which have long operated with impunity. Public reaction has been swift and emotional. Across social media, hashtags like #ANCExposed and #MinisterArrested are trending. Prominent activists and former whistleblowers are calling this moment South Africa's reckoning, urging citizens to demand full disclosure from the ruling party and justice for those who have looted state resources. International reaction has also been stern. Global watchdog organizations like Transparency International and the World Bank's Anti-Corruption Task Force have issued statements applauding the arrest and urging South African institutions to cooperate fully. The United Nations is reportedly monitoring the situation closely, given the implications for governance and regional stability. For now, the identity of the arrested minister remains officially undisclosed, but speculation is rampant, and pressure is building. The ANC's leadership is under immense strain, with internal divisions threatening to split the party further. With elections on the horizon and public trust already fragile, this scandal could become the tipping point in a nation increasingly tired of empty promises and elite impunity. South Africa watches and waits. One arrest has cracked the facade of untouchability that has shielded the political elite for too long, and what happens next could define the country's democratic future.